Welcome to another video about Chaos Zero Nightmare, and let's speak a little bit about the farming, specifically Chaos Manifestation, different difficulties that we have here, and I mean not like difficulties in terms of stages, but two modes that we have here, the normal one and the deep trauma mode, basically Nightmare. What do we have here, and what's the difference? Is it worth to farm here or not really? Let's discuss it. When we're going to have a look at what kind of debuffs we're going to receive, just to briefly summarize it, your characters are going to reach certain level of stress faster, they most likely going to reach mental breakdown, it's going to be more difficult to bring them back, and the mobs which you're going to face, bosses, elite bosses and so on and so forth, they're going to hit harder. So it's going to be in general more difficult to complete. What we're going to receive as a benefit here, you're having higher chances to get yourself epiphanies, and let's say maybe even higher chances to get divine epiphanies, which are going to be with certain additional effects. Also, when we're talking about the difficulties level, for example, when we're going from 1 to 2, it's going to be low. In normal mode is going to be very low. On difficulty 2, difficulty 3 on normal is going to be low save data. On Nightmare it's also low. When we're going to 4, it's going to be normal here, and here is going to be low. Is it really a difference? Well, I can't say for sure. Like, I didn't see a lot of difference here, to be honest with you, and it's a little bit of RNG aspect, the amount of data that you're going to receive, how good is going to be your run, what kind of epiphanies you're going to receive for your characters, and so on and so forth. So if we're talking specifically about the topic to get yourself the best possible team composition, the best possible character with just some crazy and OP epiphanies, most likely at these levels, no matter what kind of difficulty we're going to speak about, you're not going to get the best version of the character. And also speaking about if it's going to worth it, well, it's the other question to discuss, because when we're going, for example, to the normal modes that we have overall in this game, what are they? So first of all, when we're going to missions, we have battle missions, yep, and right now I didn't see any issues to complete it, not in normal mode, not in the hard mode. With all the teams that I have right now, with their level of progression, I didn't struggle that much, at least right now. On the other hand, like if we're going to speak, for example, about time spent for the run in Chaos, and especially in Nightmare, it might take you like over an hour, and it's in case if everything is going to be successful. But what if not? You're going to lose. In this case, you're going to start from the very beginning, and it's going to be a repeated process until you're going to complete it. And at the end, it might be a little bit of a disappointment. Why is it the case? So for example, when we're going to have a look at my characters, I'm just going to show you real quick. I'm going to my combatants. We're going to Rin, for example, because I was farming her. Save data, let's go here, we're going to change, and for her, for example, you can see I didn't farm the Nightmare mode at all. I was farming with her only normal mode. I have the data set with 44.5 terabytes, I believe. This is the abbreviation. Thank goodness I have all the important cards that I farmed during this run with all of the effects that I got myself, but an important one aspect, I got myself almost all epiphanies with divine effect, with additional one effect. I had like 3 or 4 with the divine effect, and as you can see here, none of them with the divine effect. I'm going to scroll them, so yeah, as you can see, literally nothing. Is it a disappointment? Well, it was just a fast run for me, because I was farming again the normal mode, and I got lucky in terms of the epiphanies that I was able to receive, and in the end I still got a decent one character with all the cards working properly, yes, without additional effects. Now when we're going, for example, to the other character which I was able to farm, for example, in nightmare mode, you see that the amount of data that I get myself is even lower. And it's not because I wasn't focusing on her. No, not really. As well, I got for her several cards with the divine effect, and as you can see, I got myself at the end only one of it. Yeah, this one is actually the copy, so they're both with divine effect, but outside of it, nothing else. When we're going to see the other dataset, which I have for her as well, it's a little bit higher, but I have a feeling that it's working a little bit worse overall. With the divine effect, obviously it's better. Again, even with the fact that the amount is lower, but here I get for anchor shot additional effect, let's say, which is going to apply for agony, but it's not the full description. Like ideally, when I trying to remember about this run, I think I got something else, not only for agony to the target. So I'm also missing something, and I had more cards than this. Yeah, this like increased this card's damage by 30%. This one is actually saved properly. But anyways, in terms of performance, like for me personally, this one is working better. And if we're having a look, for example, in the normal dataset that I have here, let me just scroll it real quick. I'm going to see if I have something here. Nope, not really. Yeah, but anyways, even without this effect, still this is going to work properly, and this is probably going to be enough for clearing all the content that we have right now. For the amount of data that I got myself for Rin, it was even higher than for other characters which I was able to clear in a nightmare mode. Here, for example, it's going to be a good showcase in terms of Khalib. Like I'm using her with 31k terabytes. When we're going to have a look at the cards which I have for her, like this is like a general one epiphany. Yeah, this one as well. This one as well. Yeah, nothing. But during the run, I had quite some of them with additional effects. So at the end, as you can see, I didn't have these divine effects. If we're going to have a look at the other datasets that I have, for example, this one from the nightmare mode, also 38k, it's a little bit better because it has some cards with additional effects, I believe. No, even none of them with additional effects, just the amount of cards is more. But here is the normal run in a normal difficulty, and here I have, for example, this one card with divine effect, so it always attack weaknesses, and I believe that's it. Yeah, so like the amount of the data that we are able to receive right now is so low that trying that hard just to get yourself the best possible version of a character isn't going to really worth it, especially in terms of all the other moves that we have right now where you're going to use these data sets. The other aspect to mention is going to be about simulation as well. Here, when we're going to have a look at basin of hyperspace, when we're going here, for example, I was able to clear pretty much everything. The whole question which I have here is only about optimization of my team composition, not even about their epiphanies or something like that. Just optimization of units that I'm going to use here, so I've cleared it without any struggles, literally. And I saw people who were farming nightmare mode at difficulty 4, and at the end they were able to receive almost everything with, you know, divine epiphanies, but after finishing the whole run, after spending like 1 hour and something, 1.5, they didn't receive the full amount of data set. Literally, it was probably one card with divine effect for one character. Like, This is a lot of RNG. It's not really worth it. That's my opinion, at least right now. Where it's going to matter to, trying a little bit harder is going to be the zero system, because here it's going to be more interesting, more challenging, more difficult, and obviously you're going to have there certain options and stages where you're going to have a chance to farm yourself data set with the high quality. In this case, probably trying this and spending some time is going to worth it. But again, the main question for me is going to be, where are we going to use these data sets? Is it going to be like the second page in the basin of hyperspace, like the dimensional twilight? I'm not sure about it, maybe. But again, at least for now, all the other modes that we have and where we're able to use our data sets, they're not that difficult to try that hard. The only reason for you to do higher stages, and again, I'm not talking about Nightmare right now, the only reason to farm higher stages is going to be getting yourself the first clear rewards. And it doesn't really matter at what mode difficulty you're going to do it. Is it going to be the Nightmare or is it going to be the normal mode? It's a single one reward. If you're going to clear the stage at difficulty level 4 in the normal, for example, and you're going to switch to the Nightmare, you're going to see that the first clear rewards, you already received them. You're not going to receive anything additionally. So that's my thoughts about the farming in Chaos Manifestation right now. The high quality data in Chaos Manifestation we're going to receive, actually I'm kind of curious at what difficulty 6, I believe. Here in the normal is going to be normal amount. Yeah, here is going to be high. Maybe. At 5 is going to be normal. So I don't see any reason to stress that much about this, and this might take you quite a lot of time. The only reason to clear higher stages is going to be the first clear rewards only, to get more experience, to try push your captain's level and unlock more modes, unlock more benefits, and receive additional rewards. Obviously, until you're try harder and you're just enjoying the challenging aspect of this and you have nothing else to do, just try hard with the Nightmare mode. In this case, no questions about it, it's up to you. But yeah, for me, it took me quite some time to, deal with hard difficulties, and after all, I realized that it's not really worth it. Anyways, I don't know, these are like my thoughts. Let me know what do you think, guys. Write in the comment section below. Are you farming it or not really? Where you're at in terms of progression right now. But with that being said, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to also comment, like, subscribe. This is helping to progress with my channel. See ya in the next one. Take care.